What's going on, Workforce? Brian here, and today we're talking about patch 4.35 notes. In this, we're just going to review the patch notes as they exist, so I hope you read along. The link is going to be in the description below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just do this thing. So first up, we have new side story quests have been added. You see Hildebrand. You can see where he starts in Kugane at 13.2 and 13.3. You need to be level 70, and players must complete the quest of Wolves and Gentlemen. And following that, you have the quest The Blade Mislaid. In this case, that it looks like that is the two quests that we're getting for Hildebrand this patch cycle. The big content drop is Heaven on High. This is a side story quest that has been added. You need to be level 61 or higher, and this starts off in the Ruby Sea at 6.2 and 11.7. You must first complete the main scenario quest, The Tide Goes In, Imperials Go Out, and floor 50 of the Palace of the Dead. The second quest in the series, On Shoulder of Giants, unlocks after having completed Knocking on Heaven's Door and the first 30 floors of Heaven on High. For housing, new furnishing has been added. Thank you very much, Square Enix, for that. New roles have been added. The Maid of a Gold Saucer, new triple triad cards have been added. We have some miscellaneous adjustments here. So adjustments have been made to the panpipe sounds when using the performance action, and new emotes have been added. Looks like they're a little hot there. One of the final designs chosen for the Final Fantasy XIV hair design contest is also now available. And so for the deep dungeon on Heaven on High. So Heaven on High is an ever-changing dungeon whose architecture is never quite the same. Each time a player enters the tower, the player will begin at level 61, and only by fighting enemies within it are able to gain strength and experience needed to explore its heights. Players who choose to leave and return later and can continue playing from where they last left off. We challenge all who enter to make it to the last floor. So Heaven on High uses separate save data from Palace of the Dead. Pommanders and Aetherpool gear sets will not carry over from Palace of the Dead and vice versa. That's actually really good, the fact that we can have more saved spots. And then here they just list those requirements that we talked about in the beginning. Level 61, Ruby Sea. Players must have completed level 50 of Palace of the Dead, and Tide Goes In, Imperials Go Out. So players can enter Heaven on High by speaking to Yukazi in Crick in the Ruby Sea. So players can enter Heaven on High by speaking to Yukazi in Crick in the Ruby Sea. When entering as a party, only the party leader can start the instance. It can also be entered with a cross-world party, but all party members need to be in the Ruby Sea in order to enter. Players who have cleared 30 of Heaven on High and the side quest On Shoulders of Giants will be given the option to start from floor 1 or floor 21 when creating a new save file. When starting from floor 21, players will set their level to 70 and their inventories will be cleared of Pommanders. Players will start at level 61 regardless of their current class or job level. By defeating enemies that appear in the dungeons, players will be able to gain EXP and level their characters up to 70. Your Heaven on High level is not directly related to the level outside of the dungeon. So your Aetherpool gear, players will be restricted to use an Empyrean Aetherpool arm and Empyrean Aetherpool armor when in Heaven on High. The addition of gaining levels, players must enhance these items as they progress through the dungeon. Note that the Empyrean Aetherpool will take an appearance of your current gear upon entering the instance. Your normal gear has no effect on character attributes inside Heaven on High, and Aetherpool gear strength will not carry over to Palace of the Dead. Beyond 31. My floors up to level 30 are related to the story of Heaven on High, all floors after we created strictly as a challenge for players. For this reason, you cannot enter the floors beyond 30 with a matched party. Furthermore, in addition to completing the side quest On the Shoulder of Giants, players must meet the following requirements to challenge these floors. Start from floor 1 to floor 21 with a fixed party and clear up to floor 30. Party KO count must be 0. Please save with 1 or more KOs cannot be used for 31 or higher. Pommanders. Players on occasion will obtain Pommanders from treasure chests within Heaven on High. These items have various use ranges depending on the entire map of your current floor. To provide the party members with the beneficial effects, up to 3 of each Pommander can be held at any time. These items can be found in a shared inventory and used by all party members. Some Pommanders differ from those found in the Palace of the Dead, and it looks like it's showing people who are invisible. Magicite found in Heaven on High can only be used in the dungeon. There are a small chance of receiving Magicite when defeating an enemy, or it may be found in silver coffers. Up to 3 pieces of Magicite can be held at once and are kept in a shared inventory. Magicite cannot be taken outside of Heaven on High. When in a match party, it cannot be used after the completion of the set of floors. So I guess I'm really trying to encourage you to use this. Magicite found in Heaven on High will allow you to summon a primal whose attacks affects all enemies on the current floor. So floor effects. Player may trigger the following floor effects. Status effects. Some floors may inflict detrimental and beneficial status on players. Prohibited magic or special actions. Some floors may prohibit certain actions. Gloom. The floors may have strengthened enemies. Holofallacies. Some floors are completed in a single large room. There are several beacons of passage, but only one of them is the true beacon. If you attempt to activate one of the false beacons, it will trigger a trap before disappearing. Heaven on High contains NPCs that assist the party with a variety of buffs. And you have the Accursed Hoard. While exploring Heaven on High, players will occasionally discover hidden treasures known as the Accursed Hoard. When each Manner of Intuition is in effect, the icon on the map will indicate the presence of a piece of the Accursed Hoard. And you can kind of see that here in the image. Upon saving progress and exiting Heaven on High, players can take the treasure to the Confederate Appraiser in Crick and the Ruby Sea and have it appraised and discover what lies within. The following rewards are given based on the player's level and progress. If your job is class level 70, upon entering, Algin, Tomestones, and Gil will be awarded on progress. So for 10, you can see 10 Tomestones of Poetics, 20 of Creation, 10 of Mendacity, and 1,000 Gil. And it just goes up from here. So 20, 40, 20, 30, 30, 60, 30, 40. See, it's all 30, 60, 30 there. And yeah, so it looks like the maximum that they're going to reward you is that 30, 60, 30. I was like, man, this could be very lucrative. But that's not too bad when you get to that 30 and beyond. That you can fill up and really cap out in this content. If your job or class is between levels 60 and 69, upon entering, experience points in Gil and Tomestones of Poetics will be rewarded based on progress. So XP is not going to really kind of tell you, but pretty standard. If you reach floor 30, the postured, an appearing postured would be awarded. This item can be traded to the Confederate Custodian in Crick and the Ruby Sea. So how you obtain and strengthen your Aether Pool weapons. If you strengthen your Empyrean Aether Pool armor to +10, in addition to clearing floor 30 on Heaven on High, the Shoulders of Giants, you can receive a Aether Pool grip, which can be used to exchange for a weapon of your choosing by speaking with a Confederate Custodian in Crick and the Ruby Sea. Please note that by receiving an Aether Pool grip and strengthening your Aether Pool armor used in Heaven on High, you'll be reduced by 10. So, exchanging your Aether Pool weapons, speak with the Confederate Custodian in the Ruby Sea to exchange Aether Pool grips and inferior Aether Pool weapons. It's really hard for me to say for some reason. When challenging certain floors and the entire party is KO'd, players will receive a score based on the number of factors such as the highest floor reached and the number of enemies slain. Separate scores for both solo and party play will be assigned after being defeated or clearing certain floors. High scores may be confirmed by speaking with Kusin and Crick in the Ruby Sea. These scores may also appear in the ranking page on the Lodestone. The ranking page will update daily and encourage you brave and ever-challenging corridors of the dungeon to prove yourself in the realm's greatest pathfinder. So PvP updates. It looks like some actions have been adjusted. Cover the additional effect increases damage taken by self by 10% has been added. Hologround. Recast time has been reduced from 120 to 90 seconds. Ninja's potency reduced from... sorry, I even missed the skill. Talon from 1250 to 750. That's a real big cut there. Samurai, Midgar Setsuna, Setsuna Gaka. Goodness gracious. Players increase from 3,000 to 3,500. Thank you very much. Black Mage, Fire 4, and Blizzard 4. Cast time has been reduced from 2.3 to 1.8 seconds. That's actually going to be pretty huge. Astrologian, the Balance, the Bowl, the Ur, the Spire. Looks like the duration is being reduced dramatically, and the MP recovery increase is actually increasing, and the TP increase is increasing for the Ur and the Spire. The positioning objects has been adjusted in the Crystal Tower training grounds. Matching algorithms has been adjusted in the Feast for a team ranked match. Losing the Feast team rank match now reduces PvP rating by a smaller amount. Adjustments have been made to the damage reduction under light metal status. So one stack, it used to be -5, it's now -1. 2, -10 to -5. 3, -20 to -10. And 4, -40 to -20. The following end of Season 8, the Feast will now be in preseason. And also the Feast Regional Championship 2018 has begun. If you win this thing, guys, you get 3 years of game time. That's just awesome and insanity to me. So new items have been added, new recipes have been added. The White Raven's earrings can now be discarded. New mounts have been added. Yay! It looks like he's flying, so doesn't necessarily look like they were trolling us with that. New minions have been added. Oh, that's fantastic. New achievement titles have been added. A warning will appear when you attempt to place an item in the Doman Enclave donation box that exceeds the weekly budget. Dialogue for NPCs have been adjusted in the Doman Enclave, and a window will appear when selecting the subcommand search for item. A question mark indicates the information displayed for the search item may not be up to date. Accessing the item in question will now be used when the information is updated. And they've added new phrases to the auto-translate dictionary. So they've addressed the following issues. An issue with the Rogorana Lighthouse, where players could be affected by temporal displacement status immediately after leaving being received when battling Belias. An issue in the weapons refrain, where Titan would stop casting Granite Impact under certain conditions. An issue with the weapons refrain ultimate, where the Fetter's status could not be removed under certain circumstances when battling Titan. An issue where the rewarded mount from the Feast Season 7 movement type was terrestrial. An issue in the Doman Enclave where the NPCs were displayed incorrectly. An issue in the Doman Enclave cutscenes where some NPCs were displayed incorrectly. An issue where performance mode could be ended in actions of other players. An issue where in housing under certain conditions, movement in an aquarium would cause it to be placed without direct input from the player. An issue where placing a tabletop aquarium under the top of another furnishing and then repositioning the furniture allowed the aquarium to clip through other aquariums. An issue where equipping Wikote with an Evolution Arc helm would cause display issues. An issue where the cooldown of cordial, watered cordial, and high cordial items would be reset under certain conditions. An issue in the Moshi mount where the pet hotbar would be displayed regardless of configuration settings. An issue where the players entered the duty under status busy would be automatically marked as not ready during ready checks. An issue where the friends list wherein some friends were not displayed, and other various items have been addressed. And there's some known issues as well. An issue wherein under certain conditions beacons of passage in Heaven on High are not illuminated. An issue where removing an item from the reclamation box and having it already completed the Doman reconstruction content available in 4.3 and reverted the content status to incomplete, preventing the player from progressing in additional Doman reconstruction missions. An issue where aquariums in which fish do not display correctly under certain conditions. An issue where a portion of the Judy mount does not display correctly. Oh man, that was a lot. This is a patch 4.35, getting all my numbers dyslexic on me. This is out today, guys. Hopefully you're looking forward to Heaven on High. They do note that Eureka, the next phase, is 4.36, and we've known that. So I expect that here in a week or two. All in all, I think Heaven on High is going to be some interesting content. I can't wait to check it out. Let us know in the comments below if you have any thoughts, have any questions. Chris should be live today playing some Heaven on High. Cannot wait to watch that. But for Work to Game, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Hey, it's me. I'm in Chris's office. He doesn't know it, but we've got other videos for you to check out right here. And we've got the vlog down there in the corner. Plus, we've got some contact information, and you can totally subscribe to the channel that way as well. So we hope you do. We hope to see you in our next video. But until then, take care.